Hello everyone, I am Miss Appleby and this is our welcome video for Comp 1 and Comp with Review. I'm doing both courses together, so I'll be covering both syllabi. So if you're just in Comp 1, you'll only need to watch the first part of the video, and then if you're in Comp with Review, you'll need to watch the second half of the video as well. But first of all, I want to say welcome. I hope everyone had a good summer and that everyone is staying safe and washing their hands and wearing their masks and all that good stuff. Because of the coronavirus, Pulaski Tech has started a new thing that is called High Flex. So High Flex has to do with basically, it means that all of our classes will not be meeting in person. So if you have a Monday, Wednesday class, you can choose to either come on Mondays or Wednesdays, or you can choose to do all online. Now, I've heard from most of you about this. There are a few I haven't heard from, and I have names and everything written down, and I'll be contacting those people individually. But most of you want to do this online, which is good because I will not be doing any in-person lecturing this semester. All of my lectures will be posted online in this format that I'm doing right now. So if you want to meet in person, I need to know that. I need to know that and what day you want to meet. But what will be happening in person is just that I will be there to answer questions or help you figure things out. I will not be doing in-person lecturing. You're welcome to come to the classroom and watch the lecture in class and pause it, raise your hand and ask me a question or whatever it is that you need to do. But that is by appointment only. I'm not going to be coming down there every day to just hope somebody shows up. So if you want to meet in person, you'll need to let me know and set up an appointment with me. I did provide my phone number and email, which I will give to y'all again in this video, and I'll probably send it out with the email that I send this video out with, so you'll have that information to reach out to me as needed. Something else is that if you're in my Tuesday-Thursday class, I will not be available this coming Tuesday, technically the first day of class. So if you want to meet with me on Tuesdays, that will be starting the second week because I'm not available this coming Tuesday. Okay, first of all, in this video, I want to just go through the syllabi and sort of walk you through class and all of that and what you need to know. So, when you first get to the UAPTC website, this is what you see, right? All of this good stuff. So there are a couple of ways to get to Blackboard from here, which Blackboard is where you will spend the majority of your time. That's where all your classes are. So you can click on Campus Portal and it'll pull up a little login box. I'm already logged in, so it just took me straight here. And then you can go over here to where it says Blackboard, and you see it has Blackboard MyLabs Plus. My course doesn't have a MyLabs Plus, but some of your courses do have that component, so that's all there, and all of this is here for your use. So if you click on Blackboard, it takes you to this screen. Okay. Now, the way I get to Blackboard is I go here and I type in elearning.uaptc.edu. That's how I get to Blackboard. I don't want to go through the whole mess of logging into my campus portal every time. I'm not doing it. So I just go to elearning.uaptc.edu and I bookmarked that. So then I just can go over to my bookmarks and I'm like, oh, this is where I need to go. So once you're here, you're going to log in. And you're going to log in using your full UAPTC email and your UAPTC password. So it's the same stuff you would use to log in if you were logging into your portal or your email. And then it's going to bring up all your classes right here under my courses. And whichever class you're in, you're going to go to it, and I'm just going to choose one of these at random. The syllabi is the same for all of them. And when you click on it, it's going to take you to the Start Here page, okay? This is a UAPTC Blackboard navigation tutorial that you can watch. If you've never used Blackboard before, it will tell you how to use Blackboard. For my class, if you'll look on the left-hand side over here, you can see it says course content and my grades. These are the only two things that you need for my class on Blackboard. Course content takes you to here. I will have weekly folders up. I'll put them up every week on probably Sunday afternoons, possibly Monday mornings. And you'll be able to access weekly folders, and everything you need for that week will be in that folder. Your grades are it's going to be your grade book. You can see there's only one, the course agreement form for grades that I have put in so far. But this will be where it tells you what your grades on each thing that you make is. So in course content, in the week 1 folder, we have 3 things. We have the course syllabus, an introduction discussion, and the course agreement form, and this is a little quiz. So we'll go over the syllabus in just a moment. For right now, let's look at the introduction discussion and the course agreement form. The course agreement form is literally, it's technically a test, but if you just go in to it, click on it and click begin, it says, I have read the course syllabus for blah, 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 blah at, apparently it's something that I'm supposed to type in. But it's just saying I've read the syllabus. I understand the rules for this class. Agree. Question 2 is agree or disagree. Question 2 is semester, so that's going to be fall 2020. Question 3 is the date, so you put the date of which you take this exam, your full name, your UAPTC email address, and your telephone number, and then you just hit save and submit. And once you do that, it's going to tell me that you have saved and submitted your quiz. It's going to say this needs to be graded. It's going to look like this for you. You're just going to hit OK to view the results. And it's going to tell you your grade is not available because it needs grading, because there are questions that you have to type in and answer. And when I see that you've done this, I'm going to go in and I'm going to just give you your points. It's a free 100 points for your homework grade. Okay. So your introduction discussion, normally in an in-person class, what I would do the first day of class is I would cover the course syllabus and we would do little like icebreakers with candy. But since we're not in person, I have done an introduction discussion. So you just click on that and it takes you to this screen, and you're going to see my introduction post and anybody else who's done one. And what you do is you click create thread, type in your subject, type in your message, and hit submit. That's all you have to do for this. You can also read everybody's, and I would recommend that you do so because you will be reading each other's essays, so you kind of, want to get an idea for who these people are. And then I just wrote a little thing in here, and you can click on this and read. And I'm talking about how I'll be your instructor, and just a few things about me. I guess I could just tell you a few things about me as well in this video. I do live in Russellville. All my degrees are from Arkansas Tech University. I have 3 degrees, that is. 2 bachelor's and 1 master's. I have one bachelor's in English, 1 bachelor's in journalism, and my master's is in communications, which is all a really, really fancy way of saying that I'm a trained writer and editor. I have 3 cats, Stickers, Toby, and Thor, and an adorable little corgi named Jake. I do love to read, cook, and play video games. Also, really do enjoy teaching, and I'm really excited for this semester. I'm sad that we won't be meeting completely in person, but I know that it is what's best with this current pandemic going on. I am sad that I won't get to meet everybody, but the discussion and interaction is one of my favorite parts of teaching. but I want everybody to stay safe. And because I want everybody to stay safe, I'm comfortable with everybody just staying home and doing what we need to do to keep our numbers low with this pandemic. So, we're just going to do the best that we can with this online class format. So, yeah, you just go into introduction, submit your post, and then you can go back to course content. Okay, let's take a look at the syllabus. So this is the course syllabus for Comp 1. So everybody in here actually needs to know this information. So instructor, me, Miss Amber Appleby. Office hours are by appointment only, especially with everything going on. Email, there's my email. My phone number is going to be in the email with which I send out this video. Here's my chair and my dean's information, course information. Ignore this. This is an online course. Catalog description. This is 3 credit hours. Tells you what you have to do. This is actually not the correct book. It's Composition Mix is our book. But actually, if you've been reading my emails, you don't have to have a book for my class this semester. And that goes for everybody. Comp 1, Comp Review, all of it. You don't have to have a book. I'm going to scan the pages from the book and post them online for you as needed. Mission statement, learning outcomes, discipline learning outcomes, student learning outcomes. I'm not going to read all of this to you. You can read it on your own time. I'm going to hit the highlights. But the goal of this course is to teach you to more effectively communicate through writing. It's to teach you to be a more critical thinker. It's to teach you how to write better, how to revise, edit, proofread, how to be a little bit better at grammar. I know that's everybody's favorite thing about English is the grammar. We just focus on communicating, okay? And I know I hear it all the time. English is my worst subject, and I hate it. Okay, I'm going to try to demystify English for you. I understand a lot of times English is hard because of grammar, or you hate reading, or whatever the case may be, but I try really hard to make this fun and enjoyable, or at least, not something that makes you want to just jump off a bridge. Which don't do that. It's bad. But I do try to make this something that you can at least stand to get through. So I'm going to work hard on keeping this, enjoyable and keeping it easy. It is never my goal to make this the hardest class that you take. It is never my goal to do that, because English is just about communication. This is a link that you can do to submit a complaint or concern. Attendance policy, come to class. Since this is an online class, what attendance means is that you are participating in the discussion boards that I post, keeping in contact with me as needed, doing your work and turning it in on time, all of that. Most of this is for in-person classes, but disrespect and rudeness to the professor or other students are very, 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 very important for this online class. I do not deal well with disrespect or rudeness to me, or especially your classmates. Golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We're all here to learn. We're all here to work together, and we can't do that in a hostile environment. So, be considerate of others in the classroom. If you wouldn't like someone else doing it to you, don't do it. I am the final judge and jury of whether or not something is appropriate in my classroom. So just keep that in mind. Just be nice to one another, y'all. It's not hard. Let's just do it. Grading policy. I'm sure you're all familiar with the 90 to 100A, 80 to 89B, 70 to 79C, 60 to 69D, 0 to 59F. So here is my grading breakdown. Homework, discussions, and quizzes account for 10% of your grade. Attendance and participation counts for 10% of your grade. We'll have 3 essays, a narrative essay, which is worth 15%, a review essay, which is worth 20%, and a research argument essay, which is worth 30%. And then you will have a portfolio at the end of the class, which is worth 15%. So, homework and quizzes, that grade comes from a combination of worksheets, journal entries, quizzes, and any, discussion or other homework assigned. It's spread out over the course of the semester. I pretty much assign homework at random, so it's not all going to be listed in the course schedule. And I do that because I have to gauge what you need extra help with, and then that's what I assign homework with. Journal entries are going to be 1 page, 21 lines, typed responses to journal prompts. That's the general rule. This semester, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. So sometimes your journal will be a picture of something. Or journals I use generally to get you thinking and to keep you writing. They're more about self-expression than they are. I'm not grading you on grammar. They're just to get you thinking and keep the flow going. You know what I'm saying? We're vibing. We're keeping the vibe. So attendance and participation. So this, if you have your work done and you participate in class discussions and activities, you're going to receive credit. If you're prepared for class, if you're turning in your stuff on time, if you're communicating with me as needed, you're going to be fine with attendance and participation. Now, you are required to meet with me at least twice for one-on-one conferences, and these conferences are for a grade. They're part of your attendance and participation grade. You're responsible for setting up a meeting with me. I will send out a sign-up sheet. These will be conducted over the phone, via video chat, or in select cases in person if we're still doing in-person meetings by the time those roll around. But essentially that's just a meeting to chat about your grade, how the class is going, and all of that. It's nothing too stressful. I just I give you a few points just for talking with me about how things are going. Papers. For all the papers, we follow the writing process, which is pre-writing, peer review, and a final draft. And we'll discuss that more in detail. Your final drafts are worth quite a bit of points by themselves. So this 15, 20, and 30%, that's just your final draft grade. That's not including the rough draft, the peer review, the pre-write. That's not including any of that. That is just the grade you get from your final draft. Okay? Final draft is what you hand in to me to grade. It's your final attempt at that essay. So it's a pretty big deal. So when we do peer review, you're also going to be conferencing with me about your paper. You're going to send it to me. I'm going to type up some comments about it and go through it, comb through it. And I would really, really suggest that you make the changes that I suggest. I am the one grading the paper. I know what I'm looking for. It can only benefit you to make the changes I suggest. 3 essays, narrative review, and research. We'll get more information on those when we get there. So your portfolio assignment, that's the thing that's worth 15% of your grade, okay? Portfolio assignment, all of this stuff has to be in it. So we'll get here when we get here, okay? The important thing for you to remember is to keep everything. So when you write a rough draft, just make a little folder on your desktop or whatever, and just put all your English stuff in it. When I grade stuff and send it back to you, stick it in there. Your rough drafts, when I and your peers write on those, keep it, stick it in that folder. Journals, keep it, stick it in there. Just everything. Ooh, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, just keep everything for this class in there. Because a lot of it is going to go into the portfolio. Okay, submission policies. Journals are going to be typed and submitted via email. Handouts are submitted via email. Quizzes are going to be submitted on Blackboard, like the course agreement form. Discussion boards are also going to be done on Blackboard, like the introduction discussion board. Pre-writes, peer reviews, rough drafts are all going to be submitted via email. Final drafts are turned in on Blackboard through a plagiarism checker. I do accept late drafts, but points are deducted per day that it's late. So, for example, if the final drafts are due at Monday by, as a general rule, everything's due on Saturday at 11:59 p.m. So, let's say it's due at Saturday at 11:59 p.m. That's the end of the day Saturday, by the way, y'all. So, you don't submit it until like noon on Sunday. That's a 10% deduction. So you don't submit it until Wednesday. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's 30% deduction from your final grade. Okay, so just turn stuff in on time. Now, if you do have an emergency situation, like you're sick, your kid is sick, someone has passed away, a serious situation, I'm totally willing to work with you. You just have to communicate with me. I can't read your minds, so just communicate with me if you've got something going on. You know that your goldfish died. That's not a good excuse. I can't help you with that. But if something serious does happen, I'm completely willing to work with you on turning things in late. Submitting essays on Blackboard, you'll need to submit each essay as a .doc or .docx. You can do .rtf, but for the most part, if you're doing all your typing on Microsoft Word or what's the other one? Google Docs, they are .docs or .docx. That's fine. Please don't submit them as PDFs, because if you submit them as PDFs, I can't type on them, which is what I need to do. Don't plagiarize. We're going to get to that in just a second. All essays must meet the minimum length requirement, which I'll put on the assignment sheet. Points will be deducted. Details will be in the grading rubric if you don't follow those. Have to follow assignment directions. I give you specific topics. And by that, I don't mean that I give you the specific topic. I give you a general idea of what you should be doing, and then you choose your topic. But you can't I can't tell you that your essay has to be about a book that you've read in the last 10 years, and then you decide to write about the time that your grandma gave you a blue carnation for graduation. Those two ideas are completely unrelated, and I will take a letter grade off if you just completely ignore me and write about something totally different. Portfolio will be submitted on Blackboard. We'll get there with that, though. I have 1 week to provide feedback and post grades for all assignments unless otherwise noted by departmental policy. English faculty, which is me, have 2 weeks to provide feedback and post grades for papers 1,000 words or more. I'm generally really good about grades. Usually, since stuff is done on Saturday, by the next Saturday, everybody should be graded. Usually, I have it done within 3 or 4 days. Sometimes it takes me a little longer. As we get a little further into the class, it does take me a little longer, especially on essays. So just be patient with me. I will have it back to you as soon as I possibly can. I do have a day job, so I can't completely devote all my time to grading, but I do the best that I can. So just please be patient with me. Be patient with all your instructors. This whole semester is new for all of us. So let's all just be patient and kind to one another. Academic integrity. Don't cheat. Plagiarism. All right. Plagiarism is something that you probably know a little bit about. Or maybe not. I don't know. Plagiarism is any paper that contains any form of plagiarism, regardless of intent. Any paper that contains any form of plagiarism will earn a 0% for the assignment. Okay, Please don't plagiarize, because if you do, I have to give you a 0, and then I have to do a bunch of paperwork reporting you to my department. I don't want to do it. You don't want me to do it. Let's just not do it. So here's what plagiarism is. It is word for word copying from any source without the use of quotation marks, failure to completely cite all quoted, summarized, or paraphrased material, improper paraphrasing, i.e. paraphrase information that retains the grammatical structure and or vocabulary of the original source. You cannot submit any amount of material from the internet or another outside source as if it is your own original, thoughts. Copying material from a source with no attempt at using quotation marks and or citing the source. Paraphrasing, which just means like saying the same thing in different words. With no attempt at documentation of the source, reuse of material from previous classes without my permission, using material from another class without the permission of both instructors involved, buying papers, letting others write part or all of a paper, and all other instances in which the student attempts to circumvent creating an original composition for that assignment and or attempts to deceive the audience about the sources used when composing the assignment. So don't go on the internet. For the first 2 of these essays, you shouldn't have any reason to go on the internet. None. So don't get stuff off the internet. I don't want to read what somebody else thinks or their thoughts or their feelings. I want to know about you. It's really easy to accidentally plagiarize with the research essay, so we go over how to do all of that when we get there. But any material that you take from something else, you have to cite it. If you don't, it is plagiarism, and I have to consider that plagiarism. Our accommodation policy, the services for students with disabilities. If you do have a documented disability, get in touch with disability services. They will give you an accommodation letter to send to me, and once you get that, just send it to me, and we will chat about that. Student code of conduct. You can view that here. Basically, just follow the rules. Sexual misconduct, keep your hands, thoughts, lewd looks, all of that to yourselves. For the most part, we're going to be online, so this shouldn't be too big of a problem. But there are sources out there if you're experiencing sexual misconduct at work or outside of school. So just keep that in mind and reach out if you need to talk about that to either me or Michelle Anderson. Here's her information. Course evaluations. You will be asked to evaluate me and the course at the end of the semester and all your other professors in all those other courses. And I'll show you how to do that when we get there. Now here's our course schedule. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but I go week by week all the way until finals week, okay? So I try to make my course schedule really easy. So, okay. So what I have done is on the left-hand side is the date, the week that we're in, okay? In the middle is the quote-unquote in-class stuff. And then this is what I'm going to be posting in the weekly folders. And then on the right is what's due, okay? So I tell you what's due and when. So for this first week, on Saturday, your Get to Know You discussion board is due by 11:59 p.m. and your course agreement form is due by 11:59 p.m. So you just got to do both of those by Saturday. That's all you have to do for the first week. Week 2, we get into a little more strenuous stuff, grammar stuff, so on and so forth. But it's all here, y'all. It's all here. Everything that we do. And I will have this pulled up in pretty much every video saying, okay, it's week 9. This is what we're going over today. This is what we're going over this week. This is what's due. I'll have it pulled up pretty much in every video. So for those of you who are just Comp 1, please do your Get to Know You discussion board by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. Do your course agreement form by Saturday. Get that knocked out. You're done. You're golden. You're good to go. If you need me, text me, call me, email me, whatever you need to do, get in touch with me. Now, moving on to comp review. So if you're just in comp 1, you can stop listening now. But the vast majority of you are also in comp review. So this is mostly the same information. But these are technically 2 different classes, which means their grading scale is different. So comp review will have separate homework assignments, and those are worth 30% of your comp review grade. Your attendance and participation is worth 20%, and then the portfolio, you have 50%. So you have a portfolio in comp 1 and you have a portfolio in comp review. So I know you're thinking, crap, I have 2 portfolios. No. You have one. That was my dog. I'm sorry if you just heard him bark. You have one portfolio that you are going to submit twice. So if you have comp review, you're going to do all the stuff. You're going to put in all the things that are listed in the comp 1 portfolio, and you're going to add the comp review portfolio stuff, and you're going to turn it into your comp 1 and comp review. Easy peasy. Okay? If you don't turn it in, I can't grade it though. So please, please, please turn it in because it is worth 50% of your grade. Now you will have a few extra, and all of this is the same. You will have a few, and then this is just a very bare bones recreation of your comp 1 course schedule. So comp review will have a few extra homework assignments as far as grammar and all of that goes. You will have a few extra of those assignments because that's what comp review is about, is building up the grammar and the reading and learning how to better effectively communicate. So just keep that in mind that you will have a few extra assignments for that class. Okay, let's see. So for comp review, you have your own Blackboard shell. So you see comp 1 and then you'll see comp review. So it's set up the same way as my comp 1. You just need course content and my grades. And course content on comp review, you just have the comp review syllabus and you need to turn in a course agreement form for comp review as well. But that's it. That's all you have to do for comp review this week. Okay? So if you have questions, call me, text me, email me, do what you need to do. If you haven't already told me which format you prefer, in person and what day, or online, please, please, please get that information to me. I need it, I need it, I need it. Other than that, stay cool, all you cool cats and kittens, maybe. I don't know. But other than that, reach out if you have thoughts, feelings, questions, anything. I'm here for you. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I promise I'm not ignoring you. I do have a day job, though, so sometimes it's hard for me to respond immediately. And sometimes I can respond immediately. You just never know. So just reach out if you need me, okay? All right. Happy first week of classes. I'm excited to work with you. I know that things are crazy. Let's just all be very kind and compassionate people as the semester goes. All right. I'll see you in the next video or in person if you're choosing in person. Thanks.